Hello, Duke. You ready to get fit?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Let's get to it.
We thought it was about time for a custom driver fitting because my swing had improved pretty good, and I just wasn't keeping the ball on the fairway like we had planned. So with a good swing, that maybe we should take it to the next level and get a custom fit driver to see if that would really help the situation.
All right, Duke, we've gone through our interview phase, and we want to just kind of go back and double check and make sure that everything is in here that's correct. So our typical shot trajectory right now is low. We want to bring the ball up higher. We didn't want to go real high, but if we can just bring it up a little bit. Our typical ball contact is solid. The typical shot direction right now is a fade. So ideally, we talked about it, right? And we said we want to get a draw. There are three myths that most players do have about custom club fitting. The first one is that custom club fitting really only benefits advanced players. I think through our fitting session today with Duke, we proved that that is definitely not the case. We saw a huge distance gain and a trajectory and desired flight change with Duke through improving his equipment and actually getting him into a club that fits his swing. Another myth is that custom club fitting is far too expensive, when in truth, it is no more expensive than getting clubs off the rack. As you order clubs through a manufacturer to your spec, unless you do some sort of upcharge in terms of getting better grips or more expensive shafts, that's really the only charge. If you're looking for the standard setup but dialed in for you, there is no extra charge. So it does not cost anything extra to purchase a custom fit set of golf clubs. The third myth that most players feel is that it won't help their game, when in truth it absolutely will. If you're playing a club that is not fit for your swing, then you're definitely going to be at a competitive disadvantage. By getting a club that is fit for your swing, it allows you to see better performance, better shots, and better scores. All right, Duke, we need to get our static measurements done first, so let's do your hand size. So take your left arm and hand and just give me a straight line. So we're 7.5 with our total hand size, 3.5 for our longest finger. Next step is wrist to floor. So I need you to stand just nice and relaxed, let your left arm hang, and then turn your left hand out for me. So as we look at the wrist, checks in at 34 inches. All right. Now let's input all your measurements in. At 7 and 3.5, we actually work out to be a standard, which we kind of figured we would, but as we went through the measurements, that affirmed it. Our wrist to floor was 34 inches. We've listed height at 5'7", so that gives us a recommended driver length of 45 inches. Our personal club fitting feature helps to eliminate bias, and it helps us pare down thousands of possible combinations to a certain few, which then allows us to test each one independently through our database matching process, and that allows us to arrive at a golf club that will help in terms of performance, distance, and direction, and we've got fact-based data to back it up. All right, Duke, we're going to move into our shot capture portion of this. So first step for us in this phase is to actually hit some balls with your driver, upload the data to our Swing Labs database, and then see which clubs we're going to test in terms of working away from our current fade and working towards hitting a nice draw.
Being able to work with your swing coach during the fitting is a great benefit because he knows your swing, he knows what you're capable of doing, and he knows what your aims and ambitions are. So it's really great to have him in the room with you while you're going through a club fitting.
All right, Duke, we went through our testing phase with your club, and our control club, our current, is a Nike SQ Dymo, 10.5 degrees with a regular flex shaft. As we uploaded your data to the database, it gave us some options to choose from. You and I worked together and chose these three options to test: the Cobra Amp, the TaylorMade RBZ, and the Ping K15. All right, we're going to test the first one, Cobra Amp. Now, through the database matching, it suggested 10.5, senior flex, and what we've done is we've moved the adjustable face to a closed position. So we said our current is a fade, we want to work a draw, so we are going to work to close that face down a little bit to help us. So let's go ahead and try the Cobra first. All right, Duke, we're done with the Cobra. We got some good numbers. The next one up is actually going to be our TaylorMade RBZ.
I learned today that Different drivers do different things, and we found that the TaylorMade really made me hit the ball higher and longer with a little more roll. And it seemed to create a little bit of a draw too, which I didn't have before. So it looks like we've got rid of my fade, and I'm hitting the ball higher, farther, and with more of a draw now.
With the TaylorMade RBZ, the club that actually was the winner through our database matching, and I'm glad we went back and looked at the Vector Pro launch monitor here, and it absolutely confirms it, that the database matching process was correct. The black is the RBZ, the red is the Cobra Amp, the purple is the Ping K15, and the blue was our SQ Dymo. So the RBZ went much higher, carried much further, and then also gave us a little bit of right to left movement as opposed to our old one. The Cobra Amp was similar with distance, but not as high as we wanted in terms of overall carry. And the Ping K15, it had the height, but it just didn't give us the flight that we were looking for. So the TaylorMade RBZ 10.5, but we tuned it to the higher setting, which actually added some loft and closed the face. We went with the M-Flex or Senior Flex via TaylorMade. So 45 inches, standard grip, and that, sir, is your new driver.
I can't believe I've been using the wrong driver all this time.